Starks have manned the wall for thousands of years. And you are a Stark. You might not have my name, but you have my blood.
Chivalry's not dead yet, but it's probably gonna get its head cut off in the next season of this popular fantasy drama. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 hottest male Game of Thrones characters.
A crown for king.
For this list, we're looking at the hunks of the hit HBO series that rocks our medieval fantasy world. All men from Game of Thrones are fair game here, so let the challenge begin.
For one of my daughters.
You have several, don't you?
8.
8? 8 daughters.
But wait, seeing as though we're covering characters from all seasons and looking into their full character arcs, let this be your huge spoiler alert first. Number 10, Daario Naharis.
I was the last to join your army. I'm not your general or a member of your Queen's Guard or the commander of your Unsullied. My mother was a whore. I come from nothing. And before long, I will return to nothing. Let me kill this man for you.
Some men are lovers, others are fighters. But then there are those who are both.
I only have 2 talents in this world. War and women.
Sign us up for that, please. A sellsword for the Second Sons. Daario killed his fellow mercenary commanders when they ordered him to assassinate Daenerys Targaryen. He instead pledges allegiance to her, and has been on her team ever since, and has even become her main squeeze.
Take off your clothes.
Khal Drogo must have been a tough act to follow, but this commander of the Second Sons succeeds with cool ease.
I wasn't big, but it was quick.
Number 9, Petyr Baelish.
I did warn you not to trust me.
Yeah, we know, we love to hate him too, but hear us out. True, we still haven't really gotten over him stabbing Ned Stark in the back.
Distrusting me was the wisest thing you've done since you climbed off your horse.
But there's something to be said for a man who started with nothing but stands ready to topple kings.
Some people are fortunate enough to be born into the right family. Others have to find their own way.
Power is sexy, cunning is sexier, but ambition can make or break a man. And Littlefinger's drive is nothing short of legendary, while also being his defining quality and greatest attribute.
Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder.
In fact, it was his alliance with Lysa Arryn that set forth many of the show's events.
You gave me those drops and told me to pour them into John's wine, my husband's wine. When you told me to write a letter to Kat, telling her it was a Lannister.
Number 8, Jorah Mormont.
I've been by your side longer than any of them, Khaleesi. Let me stand for you today as well.
We'd let this knight fight for us in a heartbeat. Once disgraced from a noble house for selling slaves.
What did Ned Stark want you for? Buying from a slaver?
Selling to one.
Ser Jorah has since sworn allegiance to the Mother of Dragons and vowed to keep her safe. Like many, Jorah is a skilled warrior, but unlike many, he carries his skill with a quiet and calm demeanor.
You can go. You can't have the eggs.
It's when his patience breaks that we become afraid for him. He loses points for being a permanent resident of the friend zone.
You're my most trusted advisor, my most valued general, and my dearest friend. I will not gamble with your life.
But he makes up for it with his stoic panache.
And yet here you stand.
And yet here I stand.
Number 7, Gendry.
I'm just a bastard.
The bastard of Robert of the House Baratheon. First of his name, King of the Andals and the First Men. Why do you think the Gold Cloaks wanted you?
One of King Robert Baratheon's many bastard sons, this one caught our attention for his strong resolve, impressive stature, and kindness. A proficient blacksmith.
This is fine work.
It's not for sale.
Boy, this is the king's hand. If his lordship wants the helmet, I made it for me.
Gendry also boasts decent fighting skills and is as loyal as they come.
No one can know.
They won't. Not from me.
A close friend to Arya Stark in an immeasurably cruel world. The true heir to the Baratheon throne both fits in with the harsh and unforgiving and stands out among them.
Oh, you like picking on the little ones, do you? You know, I've been hammering an anvil these past 10 years. When I hit that steel, it sings. You gonna sing when I hit you?
It doesn't hurt things that he's also handsome as hell and buff.
Am I fighting someone?
You're practicing for a fight. You should practice right.
Number 6, Renly Baratheon.
I swear to you, I will see the Lannisters answer for your husband's murder. When I take King's Landing, I'll bring you Joffrey's head.
Once a solid contender in the War of Five Kings, Renly is as handsome as he is sly.
Now I understand why you found religion in your old age.
Watch yourself, Renly.
No, I'm relieved.
In retrospect, he probably would have made a pretty decent king too, and he would have looked good sitting on the Iron Throne.
Do you know who should be king?
Be serious.
I am.
Renly was married to one of the hottest ladies in the Seven Kingdoms, but maintained a loving, albeit hush-hush relationship with her brother for many years.
I'm sorry.
Do you want my brother to come in and help?
Furthermore, Renly was as successful as he was thanks to his thoughtfulness and likability. And for that, he makes number 6 with ease.
Done. Rise, Brienne of the Kingsguard.
Number 5, Oberyn Martell.
I will be your champion.
Tall, dark, and handsome. Yep, this guy is the whole package. Not to mention the fact that in a show filled with sexy accents, the Dornish prince stands far out from the crowd.
Forgive me for staring. I don't see many Lannisters where I'm from.
Nicknamed the Red Viper for his impressive and fluid fighting skills, Oberyn came to King's Landing in Season 4 and instantly won over many a fan.
These meetings aren't always going to be this early, are they?
Unfortunately, like many characters on this show, his lust for vengeance would be his ultimate downfall.
Are you dying? No, you can't die yet. You haven't confessed.
In spite of this, he still holds a dear place in our hearts.
I've come to the perfect place. I want to bring those who have wronged me to justice, and all those who have wronged me are right here.
Number 4, Jon Snow.
What about you?
I'm not a Stark.
We could go on at length about his brilliant eyes, jet black hair, and strong jawline. But the fact is, Jon can be summarized in 6 words. Ned Stark's bastard who knows nothing.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
In all seriousness, though, Snow has been a fan favorite of the show for many years, thanks to his aforementioned looks and/or because of his soft kindness and commitment.
Is my mother alive? Does she know about me, where I am, where I'm going? Does she care?
The next time we see each other, we'll talk about your mother.
Oh, and after watching that scene in the cave, we'd have to say that Jon Snow does know something after all.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. Oh.
Number 3, Robb Stark.
The King in the North! 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 The King in the North!
The eldest son of Eddard Stark, Robb was thrust into responsibility at a young age and came to earn the title of King in the North.
3 victories don't make you a conqueror.
It's better than 3 defeats.
Strong, moral, and righteous to a fault, Robb popped off the screen from day one with his classically handsome looks and headstrong demeanor, and remained a prominent fan favorite right up until the Red Wedding. Whether you loved the character or just thought he was smoking hot, most agree his was one of the saddest deaths to happen on the show.
The Lannisters send their regards.
Number 2, Khal Drogo.
Do you see how long his hair is? When Dothraki are defeated in combat, they cut off their braid so the whole world can see their shame. Khal Drogo has never been defeated.
For all viewers who like their men big, strong, and fierce, this one's for you. This massive horse-riding warlord started off in a rather malevolent relationship with Daenerys Targaryen.
No.
Before the two formed an unlikely companionship.
Marijanan, ishvin hasaja hishiseres. Man anhaveloshak ash aka. Man anhavejak jin ador chikate. Vina neve ave maisimai.
It also doesn't hurt that he happens to be the Khal or chieftain of the nomadic Dothraki. A man of few words, Drogo's titanic stature usually speaks for him. But if he has to open his mouth, you probably won't like what he has to say. He only really has one rule: do not mess with him. Before we stare in awe at our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
There's no time for this.
Ride back to Highgarden, sister. I'm not running from Stannis.
Brienne of Tarth murdered Renly.
I don't believe that.
Torconudo hokas bezi. Same broji beri. Shibroji es bezo senestas kimbroto.
A boy becomes a girl,
I was always a girl.
and I was always aware. But the girl keeps secrets. It is not for a man to spoil them.
You understand why I did it,
John said he was a deserter.
but do you understand why I had to kill him?
Oh, where's the old way?
The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword.
You've got bigger balls than he ever did. But with those big balls of yours.
Number 1. Jaime Lannister.
Have you swung it yet?
Of course I have.
At someone, I mean.
Possibly one of the most handsome men in Westeros, the Kingslayer was an easy choice for our top pick.
Very handsome armor. Not a scratch on it.
I know. People have been swinging at me for years, but they always seem to miss.
Chosen your opponents wisely, then.
From the first season, his flowing golden hair and malicious attitude had him pegged for a favorite. But it wasn't until his journey alongside Brienne of Tarth that we saw the fostering of his humanity.
Tell me if your precious Renly commanded you to kill your own father and stand by while thousands of men, women, and children burned alive, would you have done it?
And so, with his striking good looks and abilities as a swordsman, he makes the top pick for our list, despite, fathering children with his sister.
10 years old. What were you thinking?
I was thinking of us. You're a bit late to start complaining about it now.
Look, the heart wants what it wants, but right now we're just gonna focus on his other qualities.
What did the Mad King say when you stabbed him in the back? I never asked. Did he call you a traitor? Did he plead for a reprieve?
He said the same thing he'd been saying for hours. Burn them all.
Do you agree with our list?
I disagree.
Who's your favorite male character from Game of Thrones? For more good-looking top 10 lists published every day, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.
What's the line? The king shits and the hand wipes.